Hi everyone. I'm keeping my phone like this on the wide angle. Hopefully it will work and you'll be able to see me. I hope everyone's doing well and surviving the stay at home. Here in Texas, we're starting to open things up and we'll have to see how that goes. I have high hopes that everything will be well and soon we'll be back to some semblance of our normal lives. I've been staying home a lot. I have gone out some too, but I have to say it's been a good thing. And it's been good for us. Bill and I are spending more time together. We're getting things done and in the yard. Sorry about the ring. And we have been doing some cleanup work on some of the trees, trimming off branches, tidying up in general. But I've also been doing some more gardening, so I thought I'd just take you for a quick walk with me so you could see what I'm doing and some of the fun I'm having, I suppose. But I hope you'll enjoy it and be inspired to try some of it yourself. Gardening is a great way to really have a full life and feel good about who you are and where you're going. And if you do gardening with food, you can eat it, which is always nice since some of the groceries have been a bit short on items, right? Okay, so I'm going to start here on my patio, which is still a bit of a mess, but oh, there's a huge lizard. I wish I could have turned the phone fast enough. You would have loved that. Anyway, I'm in the process of potting something in a large pot. And what that is, I'm going to plant peas. I have some peas here. I really would like to put them in my raised beds, but those are going to take another week or so before those are ready. Anyway, so I'm going to turn, and hopefully you'll see this. Yeah, I think you can see it. And this is just a large plastic pot. It looks like clay, but it's not. Clay is really expensive. And in the bottom, you're going to see I have some rocks. Not too many because there is a raised area there and to help with drainage, but I always put at least a small layer of rocks, and in the low part of this one I put rocks so that it will drain. And I'm going to add regular potting soil up close to the top, within an inch, a couple of inches of the top, but I'm going to plant these. And so you can see here what I've been doing. Here are my, sorry, I keep getting text messages here or something. Anyway, sorry. I didn't think to shut that down. Here are the pea plants that I planted about 7 days ago. And as you can see, I have two in this pot and one trying to come up that I don't think is going to make it. But there's two nice ones. And another one with two. And yet another one. This one has three. The third seed did come up. And what's really fun about this is I got these. These were not commercial seeds. I buy a lot of my produce from Trader Joe's, and I buy fresh shelled green peas occasionally, and I had some, and I thought when I went to cook them a week ago that I would pull out a few and just see if they grew, because they tend to sprout if you don't use them fast enough anyway. And yes, they do. These are grown. I have now 7 plants, so hopefully I'm not going to put all of them in that pot, probably about 4, and I may have to thin that out. I don't know, we'll see. And I will put like a tomato cage or a trellis there so they can vine, because probably you can see, I don't know, it's pretty fine for video, but they have these little, there's one, see the little tendril there hanging out? There's several on each, and they really vine. You can see how this one, oh well, maybe you can't see it, I don't know, but anyway, one of them, yeah, there it is right there. It's got a it's curled because it actually tried to tie onto another houseplant here, and I had to move it. So just showing you the rest again. Here is my Christmas cactus. It's really enjoying a lot of new growth. You can see all the new pink growth on here. I'm really excited because I've had this a long time. I inherited this plant from my mother when it was about a half this size. And of course my mom is gone now, so it's sort of like keeps me in touch with her. and an aloe, which would be great if I burn myself, which I frequently do. And then this is a gift from my older daughter from Mother's Day. It's a succulent garden. I believe she bought it at the local grocery, HEB. But it reminds her of my mother and me of my grandmother, because her mother, my maternal grandmother, always had a garden of these hen and chicks, the echeveria, in her backyard when I was a little girl, and I remember that so well. As you can see also, I'm trying to get more Christmas cactus, and some of my cuttings, sometimes the leaves fall off, so some of the cuttings are working and taking root, and others, like these, are probably going to be a failure. As you can see, they're sort of rotting in there. But these look promising here also. Sorry about the fast move on that video. Okay, so one more thing on the patio, and then we'll move to the garden, and it won't be long. Here is my tomato plant, the one I mentioned last time, I think, but I'm really excited. I have to show you the tomatoes. This is super. I never get tomatoes. I have, but usually something eats the plant. It's sitting on my outdoor kitchen right now because it was drying out too fast on the patio, and I need to get something. I want to put it in a larger pot, and I want to raise it up from the ground level because, number one, I'm afraid my dogs are going to eat the tomatoes. Number two, I'm afraid that insects or slugs or something, caterpillars, will get on it and eat all the leaves off. That's happened before too. So here you go. Here's the plant. Can you see this? Maybe I should come around here. Yeah, that's better. So there it is. It's, as you can see, it's gotten really large, and it has lots of flowers. Here's some, and here are some more, and there are a couple more coming. But this is what's so exciting. Here are baby tomatoes, and these tomatoes, these are cherry tomatoes, and so they'll be small. I can't wait to see how this comes out. And then, as you can maybe see, I don't want to break this plant, but these little ones here, these are where the blossoms were, and now there are tiny tomatoes forming there. So I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. Gee, I don't know. Rotate my phone. It doesn't like me moving my phone. I'm so sorry. Okay. So, don't know. Well, anyway, you'll have to take my word for it if you can't see them, but they're there. And then here again are more. Maybe these are better to see, I don't know, but there are more there too. So this is really exciting. I get all excited when something is growing because I've had both good and bad luck in this area. But anyway, here's the rest of my garden. I'm out in my backyard now, and I'm walking out here barefoot. I love to be barefoot. I'm a country girl, so I grew up being barefoot outdoors, and I know it's not a recommended thing, but who cares, right? I'm careful, mostly, I hope. Anyway, so you've seen some of this before, but I've added to it, and it's just really doing well. So let me turn the camera around, and hopefully you will be able to see the garden. Yeah, there we go. So starting at, let's see, we're at this end, yeah. Starting here, we have the begonias, which I planted, and I broke them up into 2 different pots. That's not working. Let's see. Can you see that now? I can't see anything. Let me move that. I don't know how to get rid of that. Okay, maybe you can see. I'm going to stand here. Okay, Jessica, if you're still watching, let me know if you can see the red flowered plants here, the begonias, because I can't tell. Okay, I'm hopeful that you can see them. I'm aiming right at them, so hopefully this is working. Yeah, looks promising. They should be there. Anyway, there's begonias, and then more mint. I'm sure you can see the mint. The mint is right there. I have also basil and oxalis. The oxalis is having problems. I think perhaps it's too hot. I don't know. more mint, lots of mint. I have this lovely purple leaf plant, it vines, and I've always loved those. Another one that my grandmother always had in her yard. And I have not had good luck keeping this alive in gardens, but better luck in pots, so I'm trying pots this time. I just bought this one. Then I have, let's see, what else do I have here? Okay, good. I'm glad Jessica says she can see it. That's great. I have rosemary right there. And a caladium. I put several plants in the pot, and they're doing fairly well. They're not doing perfectly, and I'm not sure why. It may be that this area the yard is a little too hot. They need a little more shade. That may have to move to my front yard where there's more shade. And then over here, of course, the onions, which are just really fun. And what's fun is that the flowers, these flowers here, they smell like onion. It's really, really fun. There's more coming, and interestingly, there's a little plant down in the bottom, and that's growing up from seed from somewhere, and I think it may have come from the mint, because it smells like mint, but I don't know how it got there. But lots of these, and they're going to seed, but I'm not sure that's going to do anything. This is my garlic chives. These are fun. You can just clip them off. They're very pleasantly flavored of garlic, not too strong. Well, here's some weeds. But anyway, and then they have migrated to some of my other pots. Here's another one growing here in the mint, and another one there. And these plants are feeling a little limp, so I'm sure one of the things I have to do is water today. And then I have this Thai basil. This one is really nifty. It makes beautiful flowers, but I can't leave those on, because if I do, then the plant will die down. So I will be pinching them out just like this. Don't know if you can see me or not. Like that. And so we pinch these out, and then I can use the tiny leaves if I want for some flavoring, and just discard the flowers for now. Another option is to let a couple of them actually head up and go to seed, and then you can plant the seeds, and most of the time they will sprout and you'll get more plants. So just to show you what my husband and I have been doing in the yard the past few times we've been out recently, as you can see, I don't have a lot of trees, and most of the trees in my yard, I have a lot around the yard, but in the yard I have just a lot of gum trees, sweet gum, which is a kind of a swamp tree. It's very common here. It's a natural one, and they tend to form a lot of low branches or suckers like these. Let's see, I'm trying to see how I can focus in on this, perhaps now. Yes? And so these form right on the trunk, and I think they may take away some of the strength from the tree, but for its growing energy, but also they tend to look messy. So my husband and I have been trimming these, cutting them off at the trunk and throwing them out, and just generally cleaning up around these. So this is how they look when they're clean. So I'm sure you can tell that they look a lot tidier and nicer. Hopefully this is working, since I can't see what I'm seeing. This is the disadvantage of using a phone camera rather than an actual digital camera where you can see at the same time. And then these are my terribly neglected and totally overgrown raised beds, which are kind of rotting away. I'm going to have to do some wood replacement and then really dig them out. And I'm thinking of paying my gardener to do the first step for me. He's very nice. I also have some chicken wire here that needs to be cleaned out, that I put around them with these posts and anchor it, because I get a lot of rabbits in the yard and they love what I plant. And also, so do my dogs. And I just don't really want them eating what I grow, because it's for us. You know, I'm willing to share, but right now, I've not got much growing that they really should be eating. Certainly not onions. But anyway, so that's about it. As you can see, these now I'm in the shade. The gum trees give us a lot of shade. We still need to do some more trimming here because they're also growing over our roof, which isn't good. We'll have to clean that out. And my gutter gardens are just lying fallow for the hopefully you can see those in the distance there. One set. We've never put the gutters on the second set, but hopefully that will happen in the next couple weeks, and then I'll be able to get some fast growing, not quite so cold weather preferring salad greens growing. There are some that you can do that. The next thing I'll be doing is planting some mini greens, which you just plant and harvest within a week, and they're usually just little tiny ones about this big, but if you add them, you know, sort of as a salad topping, they're fantastic. Or if you grow enough, you can actually make a pretty nice little salad. The reason I haven't planted them yet is that I have trays, big black plastic trays to plant them, and I haven't found those again because I put them in the garage when they came in. I bought them online several weeks ago, and the garage has gotten pretty junked up because I put a lot of the groceries in there until I clean everything off, and just things are just all mixed up. So once I find them, you'll see me again, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that. And if anyone has any suggestions for terrarium growing, I'd love to have them. I have this lovely little thing that I actually won at a silent auction. You can see it here. It's like a mini greenhouse. It's really a mess right now, but I'm going to clean it up, and once I get it cleaned up, then I'm going to plant something fun in there. I haven't decided what yet. Suggestions are welcome. Okay, everyone, that's it for today. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you again very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.